Hey everyone, welcome back to my 11th Python tutorial, and today I'm going to talk about more sequence functions. So, first function I want to talk about is the length function, written as len, like this. And what this does is that it pretty much just gives you the length of a sequence, and they're determined by how many characters or elements there are in a string or list, respectively. Uh, Oops. Can I not delete that? Okay. Alright, let's say we have a variable called dinner, and let's assign it to the string called chicken. And when you use the list length function like this, the parameter takes in the name of the list or like a variable, basically like this. And when you press enter, it's gonna uh, output like how many characters there are in a string chicken, like this. There are seven characters or letters in chicken, just like that. And remember, this works on like any type of sequences, meaning that you can use them on a list too. So let's make a list called numbers. Actually, just make it nums, and let's make it to like random numbers, like, and I don't know, 9 and 10. Uh, when I put the name of the list into the parameter of the length function like this, uh, it will output the number of elements in this list like this. There's 6 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another thing you can do to like number lists, like, is that there is a function called max, like this. And what this does is that it will output the biggest number in the list. So when I do nums, uh, it will spit out 345 because it's the biggest number in here. And since they have max, they have min. So what it does is it does the same thing as max, but this time it prints the smallest number. So it's spelled min like this. And when I put in nums, it will spit out 1 like that. Uh, Another function I want to talk about is the list function, and it's literally just called list. And what this does is that it just turns any string inside its parameter into a list, but every character turns into a separate element. By this, I mean like this. Type in chicken again, and then when you do this, just like this, it just separates into every single one character, and that one character is one element of the list. Uh, and many of the lists functions, like these, len, length, max, min, they just can't be performed on normal strings. So they have to like have either variable names or this list. So that's pretty handy for like when you want to use list functions on a string. And also, remember indexing and number list we just created. You can't implement indexing to conveniently update our list, and all you have to do is put the list name and element name you want to change, and I mean the number of the element you want to change, and make it equal to the value that you want to change to. So it doesn't have to necessarily a number list, but we have a number list created, so we're just gonna use that. So what you do is nums, and then we're just gonna change the third element, but in Python it's recognized as second element, so we're gonna write 2, and then we're gonna make it equal to 36, and just like that, it works. if you want to check, you can just do nums, which will just print out the whole list. And see, the 72 has changed to 36. And this value we just changed, we actually just don't want it anymore. So we can delete it. And how you can do it is by just typing del and the name of the list, nums, and the index value of the number we want to delete, which is the second one. And when you press enter, it should just delete. And if you want to check again, you want to just type the name of the list and enter. And bam, 36 gone. So that's how you delete an element from a list. And again, we learned about the length function, like this, that outputs the length of a sequence. Chicken has 7 letters, and length of dinner, which is chicken, is 7. And what is it called? Max and min, which puts out the biggest number, the smallest number of a list. And the list function that turns any string into a list separately, like this. And we learned how to edit lists by using indexing, like this. This is an editing a element, and we can delete an element by using del and the name of the list and index number. And that's it. So learning this is definitely gonna come in handy later on. And yeah, that was my 11th Python tutorial on more sequence functions. Hope you guys learned something and enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the next one.